The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Green.
And welcome back into the Weekend Weed studio, weekendweedbrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer, Caleb Peak alongside. Time for another Speedocracy as we get into the world of NASCAR that's being dominated right now by Kyle Larson. The number 5, I'll just say it the same way Kyle Busch said it. The number 5 is out of this world. It's 5 straight races now. He's either won or he's finished in second place.
5 straight top 2s, and this one on Sunday was fun to watch. It's one of the most fun races at Sonoma I've seen in a long time, and not because of the carnage, because there wasn't a lot of that. It wasn't a demolition derby. It was good, clean racing for the vast majority of the race, and Kyle Larson absolutely laid the rubber down. They actually said it during they tapped into the audio over the course of the broadcast, and it was his crew chief. I've got it down here. What is his name? Cliff Danielson, actually had to come on the radio and tell Kyle Larson to back off of it a little bit. He was running his vehicle too hard. He already had the best machine on the track and still absolutely driving the wheels off of it. It was a great thing to watch on Sunday.
Yep, the Toyota Save Mart 350 ended up for the what's this, the 4th race in a row now, where Hendrick Motorsports has taken first and second in the race as Chase Elliott, the guy that we all had our hopes on to win this one. Another road course victory. He just couldn't come up. The 5 was way too strong. Chase Elliott, I mean, he came close. He got the break that he needed down at the end. They had a crash with 2 laps to go. They had to have the overtime. Kyle Larson was able to get the win over Chase Elliott.
And it was you got to say, you can't fault Chase Elliott for finishing second there because that was as good as his car allowed. He was not the fastest machine out there on Sunday. It was Kyle Larson with the best car on the track, but Alan Gustafson did everything he could to put Chase Elliott in a position to win, because if you do get a long stretch of green at the end, 25, 30 laps of green flag racing, Kyle Larson was going to run out of gas. He was not going to make it to the end. Chase Elliott would have been the natural man to assume the first place position, and he would have driven off into the sunset. So what might have been for Chase Elliott, but you got to give him credit. He's giving himself the best chance to win, even though it doesn't always turn out with a W.
Yeah, Kyle Larson takes his 3rd win of the NASCAR season. Still not enough to get him at the top of the NASCAR standings, though. We'll get to that in just a second. Kyle Larson first, Chase Elliott second. Martin Truex Jr., who is pretty good on road tracks as well, he ended up finishing in 3rd place. Joey Logano 4, Kyle Busch rounded out the top 5. Kurt Busch right behind him in 6th place. Denny Hamlin finished 8th. He finished in the top 10 yet again. The guys, there's 16 races in this season so far. He has finished in the top 10 12 times. He has not won a race yet. He's led quite a few laps in this season, but he's just steady. He's slow and steady, wins the race. He's still at the top of the standings. Kyle Larson, despite his 3 wins, is still 50 points behind him in the standings.
What do they say? The job normally goes to the guy who hangs around the longest. And that's what Denny Hamlin is doing, just hanging around and hanging around. He was actually able to notch this top 10 through a crash. He was part of a rather big pileup toward the end of the race. I think it was 4 or 5 cars that were involved in that sweeping turn 11 where there was a checkup. Hamlin, Bowman, and a number of other big names just ended up bowing up the front fenders. And still, Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman as well, able to manufacture a top 10 run out of something that should have been a garage day. So, got to give credit where credit is due. These road courses bring out the worst and also bring out the best in some of these teams.
Yeah, and what Kyle Larson is doing right now is completely unbelievable. He is first right now in NASCAR in stage wins. Do you know what the gap is in stage wins? He's first. Denny Hamlin is second.
Sure.
Kyle Larson's won 11 stages. Denny Hamlin's won 5.
And he's won the last 6 on the road, too. He hasn't lost a stage in the last 2 races. If that tells you anything about domination, not only for Kyle Larson, but for the Hendrick stable as a whole, man, those guys are really stringing them together.
Was there anybody that you thought underperformed at the Save Mart 350?
Brad Keselowski. I expected a top 10 out of him.
Yeah.
You know, he's won this race in the past. He's normally decent on a road place, and he notches a 15th place finish today, which, you know, is pretty much just a product of surviving. If you're not in the garage at the end of the race, but you're not in the top 10, well, that means you were just there for the course of the day. And I expected more out of Brad Keselowski. 15th place finish is not a great points day either. So it's kind of a checkers or records situation as far as I'm concerned at a road course race like Sonoma. And that's actually coming up this next weekend. That's going to be a term that gets a lot of airtime.
What was that?
Checkers or wreckers at the All-Star race.
Yep, they're going to be racing at Texas this weekend, Texas Motor Speedway. 8 o'clock on Sunday night is the All-Star race. 6 o'clock on Sunday night is the All-Star Open, which is the chance for all of the drivers who have not qualified already to be in the All-Star race. You do have the one fan vote, and then you're going to have 3 of the stage winners coming out of the Open. It's a what is it, a 20-20-10 format, I think it is?
I think so, yeah,
for
that sounds right.
Yeah, 20-20-10. So the winner of the first 20 laps gets a spot in the All-Star race. The winner of the second 20 gets a spot. And then, of course, whoever's standing at the end in the first spot, they will get the third spot. And then the fan vote will round out the field. We got 17 drivers that have automatically qualified for the All-Star race. You have to either have won a race this year or be a past champion. So, guess what? They've already determined Kyle Larson's going to start first. Anybody surprised by that? I mean, really, the guy is so dominant on the racetrack, he can't even lose in the blind draw to start out the race.
It's incredible. When you're hot, you're hot. But that's what the All-Star race is all about, is making sure the cream of the crop is there. You must deserve to be in the All-Star race before you can compete in the All-Star race. But that's what makes it so much more enticing, so much more interesting to watch, is because you have your stable of guys, your provisional guys who are there every single year, and then you have these fledglings who are coming up, the guys who you may know from the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series, but you haven't seen them perform at the top level. For some of them, if they're able to qualify with the Open, this may be their first chance that they get to take a crack at these big-name guys. So it's kind of an introductory thing as much as it is a thing of showing how established you are, how good you are at the sport.
I would love to see Chase Briscoe be in the All-Star race. He's a guy that I have hitched my wagon to since his run through Xfinity last year. And remember, he's the guy that lost his kid and then won the race and then cried at the start-finish line. It's just. And then he went on to dominate the Xfinity Series after that. I mean, I think he had like 7 wins last year or something like that. But he's my vote. If I'm voting in the fan vote, I'm voting for Chase Briscoe, but I think he can get it done.
I like Briscoe. I like A.J. Almirola as well. He's a guy who doesn't get a lot of airtime outside of the road course races and things.
Eric Almirola.
Almirola is what I was trying to say.
You're mixing up A.J. Allmendinger and Eric Almirola.
Too many dang A's to go around. But yeah, this is a guy who, once you put the right amount of horses underneath him, he's really able to get something done. The problem is he hasn't found himself in a position to win. And in a sport like NASCAR, when you're in an underfunded team, you're going to have an underfunded machine. And that's been the problem for Almirola. But under the brightest lights, I've got a note here. Opportunity for young guys to shine under the brightest lights, drive hard. You've got nothing to lose because $1 million is on the line. No points. You get nothing for finishing in second place. It's first place or nothing. That's where the term checkers or wreckers comes from. Because if you've got a car to use, you better use it up. If you've got something left at the end of the night and you're not in first place, you've wasted your entire weekend.
Yep. Chase Elliott, your defending champion of the All-Star race. It's going to be fun this Sunday down in Texas. And, of course, we will have your recap right here in the Speedocracy and preview the second half of the NASCAR season coming up next week.
Outside of Hendrick Motorsports, Joey Logano and Matt Benedetto are 2 guys to watch because Joey Logano is so tough at these mile to mile and a half tracks. He's an asphalt king, and in these races where nothing matters except the money, toughness is going to get you farthest. So we know Joey Logano has that, and then Matt Benedetto, we're talking about the horses. When you have the machine and you have the talent, that's a winning combination. We've seen that with MB. Once he took on that number 21 Webb Brothers Ford, things begin to happen. He's never won a race. He's recorded 25 25 top 10s, and most of those have come since making the switch over to Wood Brothers. So MB, I'm not sure if he's in the racing heat or if he's in the actual event himself.
He's in the Open,
the actual main. So yeah, he's
got to race in the Open. He's got to be the guy to either get a fan vote or he's got to win one of the stages in the Open.
I think he does win one of the stages, and all you got to do is give yourself a chance. If you can race your way into the main event, anything can happen.
Right. Remember, it's a 20-20-10 split. Matt DiBenedetto, by the way, starts third. He's on the second row to start out the Open race, which is 6 o'clock on Sunday night. The big race is at 8 o'clock. Hey. Have you tried out your lawnmower 4.0 yet?
I have. I haven't gone clean with it just yet. I'm doing a little bit of shaping, some hedge sculpting.
Hedge sculpting.
Yeah,
I like that.
It works.
I like that, like Edward Scissorhands. Nice. Do you make like dinosaurs and stuff?
Not that talented. I got stars going on right now.
He's got stars.
Dinosaurs are coming next week.
Support for the Sportsocracy is brought to you by Manscaped, the world champs in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0, and you know what? I really dig it. I dig mine. And
I can see the confidence coming off.
And so does my wife. It gives me a lot more confidence because with the advanced skin-safe technology, it cuts out all of those little mishaps that, if you've ever had one of those, you want to be confident when you're working below the belt, and that's definitely what the advanced skin-safe technology gives you.
He's a bleeder, in case you didn't know.
Everyone's a bleeder. If you've ever had an accident down there, you know you are a bleeder. But that can all change, and with this exclusive offer for you, you use our promo code Sportsocracy at manscaped.com, and you can save 20% on your purchase. Also, get free worldwide shipping. Sportsocracy is the promo code at manscaped.com. 20% off your purchase and free worldwide shipping. Manscaped, your balls will thank you. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Caleb Peak. Happy racing, everybody. All-Star Weekend is upon us, and we will be back next week here in the Speedocracy.